Okay, guys, welcome to our Monday call. I'm so glad you guys are on or watching the recording. We are so lucky and blessed to have this special guest with us today, Joanne. She is from Canada, and she is here training us at 6 a.m. her time. So she's just blessing us with her time today, and I'm super excited. She's going to give you her story, and I don't want to like ruin anything for her, but I'm just really excited to learn from her because I just keep hearing all the things amazing from Jessica. Jessica just cannot stop talking about you, and so I am just thrilled to have you here and be able to give us all your nuggets and give us your training and tips and everything that you've been doing to just build momentum in your team and what it's looked like the past years that you've been doing this. So Joanne, thank you for joining us. Please come on.
Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing today? So little mishap on my part. I thought it was 6 a.m. my time, but it's actually 2 p.m. I realized last night when one of my team members told me, Joanne, I think you got that wrong. So it's just a testament that you don't have to be, a professional in time zones to do this business. Okay. But so because it's 2 p.m., I actually had a pool party today with my girls at the gym. And so I'm at a girl's house that I work out with. It's my first time ever at her house. And I was like, excuse me, do you mind if I do a call at 2 p.m. on your front deck? Can I have your Wi-Fi password? So I'm here in my bathing suit and my hair is not the typical hair that I have. The girls are all out back in the pool having, their fun. But I just thought I'd come on and share that. Like I could have made it all extravagant, but like what are the possibilities in this? It's 3 years for me and I'm able to attend a pool party on a Monday. Like that is a huge impact, right? Like I didn't have to worry and be like, oh, I have to work Monday, so I can't go. Like I get to do this stuff because I did the hustle at the beginning. So that's just one of those amazing perks, right? So if you guys don't mind, thank you, Meredith, for asking me to do this call. I would never turn down an opportunity. I would not come to the pool party so that I could do this call for you guys if that's what it came down to. But luckily enough, we can do this anywhere. So thank you for that introduction. It was wonderful. If you don't mind, guys, can I go ahead and share my story? I think that what I'm going to do today is maybe go into a bit more detail of my story along the way so you guys can know where I came from and really grasp an idea on what the possibilities are here, okay? So I'm a small town girl. I live in Canada in the Maritimes. The city I live in is actually considered the armpit of Canada. I don't know. I don't think that's very nice at all because I'm here and I don't think that I would live in an armpit. But that's what people say, okay? Like our mindsets are just off. We're in like little fisherman towns. I live about 20 minutes from a grocery store. I have to drive them in the country. Like we love our country living out here, okay? So if you're not following me on Instagram, you should be because I'm all about water sites and all that stuff. So I get to go out and do this adventure stuff, hunting, we're all about it. Meredith and I connected about that. So yes, I can shoot a gun and I do, and the boys should be scared. So anyway, I don't have any kids. I have a husband. We're together 14 years this year. Married for, I don't know, should I know that? Long time. Doesn't matter. Love him. I'm going to get married for about 9 years. We have a dog. We don't have any kids. We love our life. We love to have fun. We work hard. And we've always had a goal of working extra hard and putting money away so we could retire early. We love to do fun things. Our sports and extracurricular activities are a bit expensive. We go snowmobiling, go biking, we travel. I have my own snowmobile, just saying. I don't get on the back with anybody. So, that stuff adds up. So we were like, he's always handy and fixing vehicles and stuff. And, he's always making extra money. He goes plowing in the winter. We get a lot of snow here. I don't know where you guys are at, if you do or not. But he has a plow in his truck. He goes plowing. That's our snowmobile money. And I always felt kind of like, I wish there was something I could do to contribute, But I was the girl who sat back and was always finding all these fad diets for us because we knew we had to start worrying about our health. So I started doing all these cooking different ways and finding different things for us to do. And I'd lose all kinds of weight and gain it back and feel helpless and feel yucky and all that stuff, right? So we had sworn off all of that. I was like, no, we just have to eat like Canada Food Guy. We have to eat healthy and get some exercise. So that's what we were doing. We were the couple that used to be out every night in the evening doing things and having fun and planning the parties. Like, let's go for dinner. Let's go for coffee. Let's go for a drive on our street bike, But at this point, we were coming home from work and we were on the couch, exhausted, and then go to bed and not be able to sleep. Like we were like, oh, we're midlife now, I guess, we're going downhill. This is just the way life is. So we were like, no, we're not going to do that. We need to start taking care of our health. So we were eating well. but we weren't really getting anywhere. We were still feeling frustrated, not getting anywhere, feeling tired all the time. And the girl that I used to do all the fad diets with came to me, and we were doing this all together. And she was like, told me about isogenics. And I was like, no, we're done with all those fad diets. We're not doing any of those things anymore. We swore off of them. No, we've done everything. We've wasted so much money. So for about a month, she tried to talk me into it, and I was a hard no. And she ordered it, and I was actually quite rude to her about it. I was like, I can't believe you did that. Literally, that's what I did to her. So then about a week later, I'm in the hospital. We don't make medical claims, so I won't go into detail with that. But basically, the doctors told me, you need to pay attention to your nutrition. I was like, I'm going to the gym. I'm like setting my alarm so I can have my nap after work to go to the gym and work out, and I'm eating good. So I said to my husband, I'm in the hospital, and I said, how can I not try that stuff that she's telling me about? Like, how can I not try it? Like, she's telling me it's not a diet. It's all about nutrition. They're telling me I need nutrition. I'll just try it. I'll get my money back when it doesn't work, but I'll at least have tried it. I can't know if I don't try. 2 days. My energy in 2 days was so good. I think somebody else just got here, but that's okay. So my energy was so good. I could feel the difference, and I wouldn't even give it credit. My first shake tasted like cardboard. I was like, but I can do anything for 30 days. It's great consistency. I've had lots of shakes before. They're all gritty. These ones aren't. They don't taste like anything, but that's all right. Day 2, I woke up. I was like, I feel a bit better today. And seriously, it was like, it's Friday. I'm going to the camp this weekend. I'm just in a good mood. But then give it a week. There was no denying it. People at work were noticing, like, Joanne, what's wrong with you? You're in a better mood. I felt so good. Yes. Okay. 6 weeks transformation. Go look on my wall. You'll see it. I lost 22 pounds, a whack of inches. I didn't take before pictures. I didn't measure because I was so sure it wouldn't work. Okay. But people were asking me, and we didn't have, somebody extravagant coming and telling us about the comp plan. Like, I looked around in my back office, saw enroll new member, and my friend at work asked me about it, and I got her started. It took me an hour to sign her up, and she had amazing results. Okay. Then another girl asked me about it, and she had great results. And then I was plumped into some groups, and I could see watching videos, and me and my friend were talking on the phone, the one that I got mad at because she ordered it. I was like, there's no way they're going to pay us that much money because people are going to sign up for this. Are they really going to give us that much money? Because like everybody's asking me about it, right? Because I was just vocal about it. I didn't know what I was doing. I've never been involved in a network marketing company before. I was just like, dude, this stuff, I don't know what's in it. There must be drugs or something. I have no idea, but I feel so good. I feel so good. Like, it's crazy. I feel better than I did as a teenager. So fast forward a couple of months, people are asking me, I'm getting them started. I'm involved in these groups a little bit. I'm hearing about follow-ups, and about a month actually into it, I was at a NASCAR race, and I was under the weather on my way home that day. And I knew there was a promo that ended, and I saw the whole, push week, make sure you follow up with people. So I literally sent about 7 messages to people that I could think of in the back of the car. I was like, hey, literally, there's a promo on this week. It ends tonight. Do you want to do this or not? 5 of them said yes. Because I was literally living out loud a little bit on my Facebook, not even going through social media training or anything. Literally just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how good I feel. I was at the races this year compared to last year. Like I was able to walk around, like I was not even meaning to, like, I can't believe how good I feel, and posting pictures of myself, my complexion turned around, and people were asking me. And that's really great about the beginning, right? Because you just make a couple of posts and people ask you. So I signed them up. I got paid about $600, and I was like, get this off of my card. Like, how do I get this money before they take it back? Because they definitely made a mistake, right? Anyway, took the money, spent it. I think I got my lashes done and my nails and all that great stuff. It was great. Paid for my food. But at that point, that really made me like, I just made $600. I had a really good job, and that's a good portion of what I would bring home every week at my job. I worked for Pepsi, if you guys didn't know. So in the office, and I kind of got digging in a little bit because at that point I was kind of addicted to helping people feel good. Like, the money's great. I was a truck go by. We're in the woods here. They have logs on the back. Anyway, I was really happy with like the feeling of like, oh my gosh, like it's not just me. Like, these people are using these products and they're having results like they've never had before. So I dug in, and I was innocent. I'd never done network marketing. But it really clued into me, like, when I'm the type of person, when I like something, I talk about it anyway. And like, I'm going to get paid for this. Like, I'm network marketing all the time. Like, wow, what is this thing called network marketing? I thought it was a pyramid scheme. Turns out, like, Costco doesn't pay me money when I refer the sheets that I buy from there to all my friends, because all my friends use the sheets from Costco because they're amazing. Just saying. Right. And I was like, why wouldn't I do that? So fast forward, my friend and I, she was still involved at that point, and we said, there's an event in Toronto. We should go and check it out, because at this point we're involved in the groups. We're talking to some other people. We're getting to know. We're involved on a team, which was really great feeling. And, you know, I said to my husband, like, you always doing oil changes and fixing cars. Like, what if this is an opportunity? Like, you know, at this point I'm making a couple bucks every week. I'm enrolling a couple people and, you know, watching the comp plan and knowing the comp plan. So if you guys don't know that, I don't know what level you guys are all at here, but that's something you need to know inside and out, because that's how you create your own dream and realize that your dream can actually come true, right? So I knew that, and he's watching the videos, and I was like, if this is legit, like, I can do this. I know I can. So I went to the event, and it changed everything. I got the skills and the knowledge to go from A to Z. Like, I knew. I went there as a consultant, and I hit manager right away. That was in October, I think, and last minute I decided to go to New Year kickoff, and I hit director just before I went on December 8th of 2016. And 17, I think 2017. And I hit crystal executive the end of January. Like, I knew what I had to do. I knew what the conversations I had to have. So one thing, if you guys aren't plugged into events, that's something huge to go to. You need to go to one a quarter if you're serious about this, right? Depending on what your goals are. So I hit crystal executive, and I just made a decision. I'm really going to step into this, my leadership. And I started looking up all the flyers for the trips that you can win, because there's not a trip that comes and goes that I don't win. I just earned Nashville for free. Canadians had that, not you guys. ISA Rally. I'm going to Cayman Islands in October, because you don't let that slip by. You just don't. They give you, this is what you need to do to earn this trip. And the way I look at it is, if I do all those steps, the worst thing that's going to happen is my business is going to grow. Maybe I won't earn the trip, but if I do, that's an extra perk, right? But look at all the growth that we're going to have along the way. So I go for that. I went to Disney this year, and I was blessed, and I've never been to Disney before. And there's a backstory with that. I didn't have the best childhood. I had a brother, and my mom married a man. He didn't like me, and just straight up, that's not to sugarcoat it. And they took my brother to Disney World, and I had to stay with a babysitter. I never got to go. So I'd never experienced it. And they took him for a 2-month. They left on Boxing Day. They came back March break. So it was a 3-month tour all around the US. They went everywhere, and I had to stay with my grandmother because he wouldn't pay for me to go. So here I am, able to go to Disney World for my first time, my husband's first time, and my brother that got to go. I got to take his son and my niece for their first time to Disney World. So it's funny how it comes around, right? If you are not afraid of some work, you can have anything that you want. And there's a reason why everything happens, right? I was driven to win that trip to Disney World. And I believe that there's a higher God in this world that made that happen for a reason, because that would drive me, and my business blew up. Better than that, I had a guy that signed up for Isogenics. He's probably on this call because he's so dedicated, even though he's out probably laying cement somewhere. He's listening to this. If not, he will later. He started a month after that challenge started, the end of August, and he earned the trip too. So we got to go, and he got to take his kids, and we all got to be there together, right? You guys, one thing I got to tell you is, if you're looking at all this stuff thinking, oh, I'm not good enough for that. Oh, that's too hard. Oh, I can't do that. Like, you're right. You are so right if you're thinking that, but you need to get out of there, because Isogenics doesn't put this stuff on. That's not possible. It doesn't matter what level you are. You can enroll yesterday and be further ahead than I am in a month if you want to put the work in, right? So we need to stop comparing ourselves to other people and just freaking do the work. Like, do you realize the possibilities that we have here, right? Do we realize the possibilities that we have? Like, what is your dream? Do you know what your dream life is? Do you have it written down? Are you on this call right now? Are you listening to me? Or are you like just having it on so that you can say that you showed up, but you're really messaging other people, right? Are you guys on here? Are you tucked in? Are you paying attention to everything and taking it in? Because I'll tell you one thing, we all fill out those leader in action or the new member checklist formulas. And I bet you every one of us goes ahead and puts a 10 on there. But let me tell you, you can tell a 10 by their actions rather than what they write on a piece of paper. Okay, so if you're into this, are you watching the calls? Are you on the calls? Do I see you guys writing notes down, taking notes, right? I'm not really giving you anything for noteworthy right now, but are you doing that? Are you going to events and going to celebration, but you're spending 3 of the 4 days off gallivanting around, going to Grand Ole Opry? Are you there? Are you present? Because what you do, your team is going to do. And the only way you're going to get there in this life is if you show up and you do the do, because your team's watching you. And that's how they learn, right? Went off on a tangent there because I'm fired up, guys. The possibilities here is incredible. I grew up, my mom was on welfare. My dad didn't pay child support. We didn't have a vehicle. We didn't have TV. I'm retired from corporate Canada, sitting around at pool parties on a Monday because I chose to put my head down and go to work for 3 years. And I still am. Don't want you to think for a minute that I do pool parties every day. I'm doing this because I've got girls here that I work out with, right? And they support me and they're really wonderful, right? But like, what is it that you want to do? Do you want, like, are you working the 9 to 5? Do you want to have to show up there for the rest of your life? Do you want to retire on 40% of what you're making right now? Like, now is the time. If you don't know that comp plan, if you know the comp plan, you're not sleeping at night and you're driven, right? Maybe you have a back plan that, you know, you've got parents that have money and they're going to leave you money and you feel like you don't have to worry about it. I don't know. But working the 9 to 5 grind, like the side gig that we have here with Isogenics, is what's going to make your future and make your retirement what you want it to be. I know for me personally, my next goal is to earn up to enough money so that my husband, we have no debt left, because we still have debt right now. Like, I left my job before I should have, in all rights and purposes, but my heart is on fire so much. And I am so sure that Isogenics is going to make me a millionaire, and I'll be making more money than I can ever have to worry about every year, that I took the educated risk because I believe in myself enough, and I believe in Isogenics enough, and I believe in this possibility. If you guys aren't there, not telling you to go leave your job, you might love it and want to stay there. But if you're not so certain and so sure, you really need to plug in. You really need to plug in and watch some comp plan videos and listen to success stories from other people that, like me, that came from nothing. Because I can guarantee you, you're going to see my name come across as millionaire number 357, whatever. And you're going to be like, I remember that girl did a call and she got really fired up. And I felt like she was telling me off, but like, you know, maybe she had something going there. Maybe she made some sense, right? So like, you know, what are your goals? What are they? Small? That's fine if they are. If you want to make an extra $500 a month and eat for free, you go right ahead, right? But if you have big goals, like, I want you to think, even if Isogenics doesn't take you there, but what's your ultimate dream life? Like, really ask yourself that and write it down. Like, let's see your vision boards. Are you looking at them every day? Are you staying plugged in? Are you letting people on your team that come in there and they don't have as big a vision as you, and they're giving you that doubt that chips away at your own dream? They need you to have the dream so big and cast your vision everywhere. I can guarantee you, everybody on my team knows that my goal is to impact as many lives with positivity, health, and wealth as I can before I die. And 100,000 people is just getting started, right? I live out loud with that. Like, what drives you? It's not the money for me. Sure, I need money to survive, right? But what drives me more is to see people have that aha moment when they feel better than they have since they were a teenager. Since, you know, they make an extra $200 a month, and it saves, like, $200 a month for a family saves, there's a percentage, a high one, that saves a lot of people from going into bankruptcy, right? Like, we look at like the people that are making $10,000 a month, but not everybody has a goal for that. And we need to help them all get there, right? But first things first, we need to go first, and we need to know what our goals are and what our dream is. And we need to lead that way so that we cast a vision for people through our own vision and our own actions, right? So, you know, when you figure out what your big goal is, like, why do you want it? What is that going to mean to you if you get to live your dream life? Like, think about, like, close your eyes. Peter Kelly did this. Close your eyes and think about what it's going to feel like to wake up in the morning and not have any debt, and have your husband beside you because he doesn't have to go work that grind anymore. And like, where are we going to travel to this month? Right? You're sitting out on your deck having coffee, looking at your pool, or looking at your lake because you're living on a lake house, if that's your dream, which is mine. You know, really think about how that's going to feel to do that, because you have the possibility to do that with Isogenics. It comes down to you, right? You're on a great team here with Meredith. But at the end of the day, if Meredith quit tomorrow, you guys still have equal opportunity. So what are you doing for yourself and your team, right? Are you showing up? Are you giving yourself that example, right? My girl and my best friend that I started with, she doesn't do this anymore. You know, Holly Danielle and Jessica Wiltshire, like, Holly Danielle reached out to me. She's like, who are you? What are you doing? You're enrolling people. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just helping people get healthy. You know, Jessica had the groups that, like, I got plugged in that way. Like, but I have nobody here hand holding me. It doesn't matter. You can do this anywhere, anytime. It depends on you and your grit and how dedicated you are to yourself and your dream, right? So I want you to think about why you want to have that big goal. So for me, a big thing was, I joked about it at first. Like, I'm going to leave my job. I'm going to be a shake hustler full time. I joke around with my friends. Guess what, guys? That was my small mind. I got plugged into Healthy Mind and Body. I've gone through it 4 times now, because we need to keep our minds on track, because our mind is the only thing holding us back, because our mind creates the fear, right? And I believe in myself now, and I never did. And nobody ever did either. Like, you should hear the talk going around town about me, right? I love it. Like, what's the best revenge? Success, right? So, you know, I said that joking around and stuff, but then when I actually caught the vision, like if I'm going to help people feel good and live their best life and cast a vision that they can pay for their car payment every month, and I could leave my job and do that full time, like how, that's not even a job, right? So I got to work and I did it. I attended an event every quarter, and I won the Elevate to Executive. I don't know what it was called, the Canada Success Summit then. And my husband went with me, and we went and we looked at each other and said, what are we waiting for? Like, what are we waiting for you to leave your job? You know, you're getting burned out, because I put in isogenics I decided I'm going to work as hard for Pepsi. I'm going to work as hard for myself as I do for Pepsi. And I work freaking hard, and I'm not scared of that. Trust me, I've had to hustle for anything I've owned in my life, right? Nothing handed. And I did it. And I left my job. I do this full time. Now, maybe that's not a dream of all of you guys, and that's fine, but it's my goal, because I want my husband to be able to leave work and us to be able to travel. And he loves his job. That could be a 10-year plan. We're not gonna rush that. But my passion to help people feel their best was far outweighed my loyalty to Pepsi, right? And I get to do that now. I set my own hours, right? So, you know, we're all learning. And one thing that I think about often is, in anything that I do, not just isogenics, but there's a big difference between I don't know how and I don't want to. Because if you want to do something, you will find a way. I'm going to go drastic here because I'm pretty bold and I'm pretty extreme. Most people have kids. I don't. If somebody came to you and said, you need to give me $100,000 tomorrow or I'm going to kill your child, you would come up with the $100,000, would you not? Sure, you call the police and all that stuff. But if you knew that that meant nothing, but, you know, if there was some greater power that came down and said, if you don't do this, this drastic thing is going to happen. You're never going to see your husband again, or you're never going to see your child again, or whatever. You would do everything. You would pull out all stops to make that happen. If you have big dreams with isogenics, that's how you have to treat it. You need to run like your life depends on it, because going slow is hard. And that's why people quit. They dip their toes in, they go in, they come out, they enroll a couple people, and oh my gosh, that was so hard. Or they talk to somebody who's negative and they complain about something. So then they get in that negative mindset, and you enroll 5 people and you're all excited about it. You talk to somebody and they're like, oh, I enrolled 10 people last week, and they make you feel small. Just stay away from that. Put your head down, put your blinders on, and go, right? Do it for you. What is your dream? Are you saying you want to, build an income with isogenics, or do you really mean it? Because there's 2 different things, right?
Can I ask a question?
And that's the decision. Oh,
okay.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just had a question. Do you mind if I ask?
Yeah.
Okay, so really quickly, I'm just curious, what are your daily actions? What do those kind of look like?
Well, I get up every morning and I go to the gym. I'm working on getting up earlier because I end up staying up quite late. I'm a night hawk and I have a team that's behind me in hours. But I get up in the morning and I usually do my gym class. So yeah, boxing, I do boxing, and strength training. So don't mess with me, I'll knock you out. I'm just kidding. But I could if I wanted to, but I won't. So anyway, and then I go out and I do my running around. Okay. Before I go to boxing, I get up and I shoot some messages to some team members, right? And I have my boards with my list of people who are a 10. They don't say they're a 10. I know they're a 10 because I can tell by the actions they're doing. They're messaging me being like, oh my gosh, I watched this training video in the group from like just January 2017. And so-and-so said this and this. Can you clarify that for me? Like, I know they're into it because they're actually taking the initiative to go and do some stuff for themselves, right? They get my priority first. So, and then I follow up. I do my follow-ups every day. I reach out to my new cleansers. I check in with people from last month who were cleansing, who started last month, and I've casted the vision for them about the possibility, but they weren't ready yet. Ask them if they have any friends noticing their clothes, all that stuff, and really build relationships. I don't just only reach out for business. That's a huge tip for me. We're big on community. I have parties. Like I have a vision board party at my house tomorrow night. I have a potluck party barbecue set up for my house for their whole families and kids for the weekend after celebration, the Sunday when we get home. Everybody's getting together and come because we're all going to be excited, and we're going to, even people that aren't doing the business, just come if you're using the products, because chances are you're going to get around us and hear us talking and want to get involved a little bit. Yeah, so it's basically like the standard, 3 by 3 by 3, except I might do 30 by 30 by 30 sometimes, right?
Wow. I bet that builds momentum.
Yeah.
So, and then
Yeah.
my next question was, just because Celebration's coming up, how do you get your team to events? Is there anything specific that you say or do to get them there?
Yeah. Do you want to work with me? Because I only work with people who match my energy. I mean, in a nice way, right? Not in a bold, like if people can't go, I love them anyway. But if you want to lock arms with me and you get my attention and we work together, we have to be on fire together. There's no excuses. We go for it. Now, sure, people have, like, there's a guy that's not going to the event this time, his son's first birthday, you know, stuff like that. Like, you know, getting married, you know, there's things. But basically, you know, when we do the new member checklist, it's like I work with 8, 9s, and 10s, and I want to know what your next event is, right? So if it's not Celebration, then it's the University in Action in Toronto in October that we're going to. But it's basically like making sure that people understand the possibilities, like I'm trying to do with you guys right now, and talking about the vision and figuring out their goals and getting in touch with how bad they want it, and just letting them know, like, you know, this is possible, but it's going to take some work. It doesn't just happen. Okay, it takes some work on your part, and how you get to doing that work is to attend events, because events will give you the training that there's no way I could ever give you in a million years. You just need to get there, right?
Oh, that's good. So, and I know that events have completely changed like who you are and like your boldness and everything for you. And so you really, obviously you guys, because she's been to the events, she believes in the events, and that's how she's getting people there. They can feel that, they can see that. So they're like, okay, whatever you say, because clearly you're different.
Yeah.
Okay. So question about the guy that you got to Disney. How did you attract him, you know, into running with you?
I made a post on my Facebook, who wants to go to Disney for free.
That's crazy. And he's like, I'm in.
I think I had about 30 people comment, and I reached out to them all with the tools provided by Isogenics that they gave us at Celebration to use. And I sent a message, and I got into the emotional part of it. I didn't copy and paste, but I used their guideline and outline, and I sent a message. Turns out he was on my chicken list anyway. And I let him know that. I was like, you know, it's funny you commented. Well, actually, he was a smart ass about it. Oh, I said ass. Sorry. But he said, who wouldn't? Huh. You know, LOL. And I reached out to him. I said, funny that you commented on my post, because I've been meaning to reach out to you. Actually, like, I feel guilty that I haven't yet, because it's such a huge opportunity, but you're this, this, and this. I think you would really rock this. Like, do you want to lock arms and go for Disney or what? And he came out to the house, actually made a meeting to come out to the house with me. And I didn't go to my aunt's 60th wedding anniversary because it was the night that he suggested. And then he messaged me about 10 minutes before it was supposed to start and said he couldn't make it. So I messaged him back, and he asked if we could do it tomorrow night. And I said, we can, but I need 24 hours notice if you're going to cancel, because I really set out my appointments, and I actually set aside a 60th anniversary party tonight to meet with you. So if you're just saying that, just let me know. But because there's so many people that are interested in this, and I'm setting appointments, and I need to give the time to people who really do want it. I don't mean to be rude, kind of thing, right? He teases me about that today. So he was like, oh my gosh, sorry. Yes, I'll be there for sure. And he came out and we talked about it, and we went through the comp plan. And so he came out, this is an example. He came out and he was about the products, and I talked about the products, and he was basically like, okay, but you talked about this opportunity. And I was like, yeah, but the products are part of it. You need to love the products to be able to do the opportunity. But now that I've got you fired up about that, let's go through it. And I walked him through, you share, they share. And then he was like, you're kidding. They'll give me that much money just for that? Well, what's next? And I walked him through, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? And I walked him right to millionaire and max out. And then what's next? I was like, well, you get another center. And then this all, he was like, mind blown. Do you think for a minute that he would be enrolled with me today if I couldn't walk him through that when he asked those questions? You need to know the comp plan if you don't. Okay.
That is crazy. And I love it. And I love what you said. And here's something that I'm really learning about. I don't know if it's a personality, but like different areas, like even Boston and stuff, they're just very direct. In Australia, just very direct. They say, you know, hey, why aren't you doing this yet? Or we've been doing this for years. How come you're not doing this yet? Like, so the verbiage that you guys use is very confident. So like, is there anything else that you can kind of tell us, little things that you say that's just like confident in like what you message these people for follow-ups, let's just say?
Okay. So confidence is everything. And the way you're confident is from practice. So when you start, like, you guys are looking at me now thinking I'm so confident, like, go back and watch my very first Zoom call that Jessica Wilshire did with me back in like 2017. And I was like, yes, yeah. So I like, you build it as you practice it. The more you do something you're scared of, the easier it gets. And I'll tell you what, I am so confident that isogenics could change everybody's life on this planet, whether it's with health or wealth. And I really feel that. I really feel it in my heart. So if you don't, get behind that, because then the confidence just comes. Somebody says no to me, I think, oh, I can't believe it. They're so silly. Why wouldn't they want this, right? And then the next day they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I went to the gym. I'm just so out. And I just can't. And I'm just like, we can't be friends, because like I'm giving you a solution and you don't want to change. So like, that's not my people. So own your own. Like, you don't have to do things that don't feel good, right? Like, and I mean, I'm bolder than most Canadians. Like, I'm called bold even by Canadians. I am pretty bold, right? But, you know, like, just have that confidence, know your stuff. But how knowing your stuff comes is not knowing it at first. Well, what ingredients are in it? And you know what I say? Oh my gosh, now I'm at this point. Well, like, how much, calcium's in your shake? I don't know that stuff. Like, I'm like, I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing, this stuff's scientifically proven. And if somebody came and told me to eat a shit niblet every day and it would give me all the nutrition that I got from these shakes, I would eat it because I feel amazing. Okay. And people laugh, and I'm like, I'm telling you guys, like, if you could, like, it's a way to get the nutrition into your body. Who cares what it tastes like? Like, it is amazing. And for me, my first shake, it tasted like freaking cardboard, but look what it did for me. Like, you can see the difference. Look at my complexion. I am so much healthier now than I was even when I was a teenager. Like, who cares how much calcium's in it? Try it. If it doesn't work, you return and get your money back. Oh, think about that. Yeah, like, that's my posture. Like, maybe not the best terminology, but if it's my close friends and they know me, like, I would say something like that, right?
I love
No,
it. Wait, keep going. What'd you say?
I was gonna say that's probably not the best verbiage to share, but
No, it's
having
the best, because that's your personality and that's who you are. And if they don't like that, then they're not going to work with you anyways. You can't hide who you are. And I just love the boldness. I love the confidence. I love that you said that you weren't that way before. And Jessica's even said, she's like, she's literally a different person. Like, these events have made her so brave and bold with her life. And that's why the momentum's coming. So my question for you, I have two questions for you, but first, did you grab the bonuses going to executive? I didn't.
No. So actually what happened is, no, I didn't. And I hit director just before New Year kickoff, and they announced a reset. And I literally hit it like 2 days before we left. And I got there and I was like, excuse me, can you reprint my badge? Because I hit director and I wanted to say that, please. So they did. And then we got in there and they were like, we're going to do a reset, whatever. And I was like, I just hit it. I'm not going to get that money. So I called them and I was like, hi, I just thought that and back then, Joanne, hi, I just thought that I'd call and see if there's anything you could do, because like I did just hit it 2 days before the reset, like just check in. And they were like, we'll get back to you. They put a ticket in the meantime. So that was on January 8th. On January 31st, because I said I was going to hit executive by the end of January, because we set goals and write them down and we read them every day, right? And I hit it January 31st. So, and I hadn't heard back about my director bonus. So I called them the next day and I was like, hey, just check in to see if I can get that director bonus. Because the reset, I did hit Crystal Executive, right? Hey, just check to see if I can get that reset. And they were like, oh, no one called you. Actually, we did take a look at it. And what they said is, if you hit Crystal Executive, we'll give you both bonuses. And I was like, oh, funny you mentioned that. Just hit it last night. So they gave me both. And the girl on the phone was like, yeah, no, what we mean is like, and I was like, no, for real, take a look. I'll just wait here while you take a look. And she was like, whoa, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know, but I want that money. It's like $2,000, right? So anyway, no, I didn't hit the bonuses, but I've done it again since. Like, the first year they did another reset, I hit Crystal Manager. Last year I hit Crystal Director again. And next reset, I'll definitely hit Crystal Executive. Like last month, I created 6 consultants in 1 month. So it's doable, guys. And that's summer. Like, it's summer. You just need to know how to talk to your people.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, it's summer. So like, that was my next question. So like summer, okay, it's summer. Oh, it's Christmas. So like, how do you respond to your team members saying it's all dead? It's dead right now.
Yeah. Okay. So like, it's not dead. It's only dead if you are, right? Are you doing the do every day? Like, look within. If your team is like not doing much, are you? Sorry. It's only dead if you are. You need to be doing your things every day. You need to be planning parties. Yes, it's the middle of summer. We're having a vision board party tomorrow night, and we're going to do a party at the house, and we're going to have drinks and whatever else people want to do. But you need to be doing your daily every day, because you're teaching people through your actions more than what you're saying. Like, go on a call like this and be like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. Are you doing it? Because people know if you are or not, because the people you're enrolling are your next up and comers. So how you treat them is how they're going to treat their people. And if you're not doing it, they won't either, right? Like, if you're trying to lead a team, you need to go first, and you need to be doing all of the actions. And I tell you one thing, I would not be here right now if I did not have the team that I have. Like, I love them. And I don't know if any of them are on. I can't see because I'm on my phone. But we are all there for each other. They're there for me just as much as I am for them. Like, I'm not the boss. This is, we want to lead with integrity, and we lead that way ourselves. And if they come to you for advice, it's like, well, it's up to you to make this decision, but like, here's the pros, here's the cons, but make your best decision on how you want to lead your business, because it's all individual, right? Like, where there's no, like, you guys are all your own leaders. And that's really important, to not wait for, like, say, Meredith to do this, or, Joanne to do this, or I'm just going to wait until my team doesn't do anything. They don't like have parties. Like, they don't have this. Like, I wish I was on Joanne's team. She's having a vision board party. I only do this to empower my team to do that with their people. Okay. Because I'm leading by example. And eventually everybody that wants this, all of you guys are going to have your own team, and you're going to lead it however the heck you want. But until you get there, you should plug into the team you already have and do things together, because momentum grows in numbers. Hi, Amy. Oh, I see Amy now.
Yeah, and she said it's Summer Smash. So what's that? And then also, do you do launch parties, and kind of like go into that a little bit?
Yes. Summer Smash. Amy made it up, and I'm obsessed with it. So she just hit director. No, hold up. She not only hit director, she hit director and 1-star on the same freaking day. Not Sunday that just passed, not the Sunday before, the Sunday before that. So right in the middle of July. So right in the middle of summer. So do you think that we think that summer slows down business? No, because we don't, right? Summer will slow down if you do. Somebody else is pulling in, so I'm just going to ignore them. And that's what it is. Like, I tell you one thing right now, guys. I don't remember the other question Meredith asked me, and I'll get her to ask me it again in a second. But if you do the work all through summer, your fall is going to blow the heck up. If you're staying in contact and making new connections and casting the vision and asking people if they're interested, that's a big thing. Asking for the sale. Like, oh my gosh, Joanne, you look great. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm using Isogenics. Have you ever heard of it? Would that be something you're interested in? Like, just ask them, instead of being like, oh, they asked me what you're doing. They told me I look good. Like, I don't know what to say. No, straight up. Like, everybody's a customer. Everybody's a potential customer. Just let them know, like, that you have it for sale. Like, people know, like, oh my gosh, that's something you're interested. I would love to help you feel better. I would love to help you, whatever it is they're trying to do, because that's what you do. You're a professional, right? Okay, I went off kilter there. I'm sorry. It's what happens.
I love it. What about launch parties?
Yeah, we have launch parties all the time.
And how are yours? Like, do you do anything different? How do you, like, at the party, are you very like, okay, credit card, or like, let's get started? What are you doing?
Oh, I tell a lot of jokes and I make fun of myself, and we laugh a lot, right? But we walk in and I share my story. I've shared it in way more detail with you guys, but I keep it quick, 2 minutes. I have a board with people on our team who have their before and after pictures. And to be honest, it's 2 years old. Like, I just made it and bought a Bristol board and glued them on, literally. And I put it up, and I'm like, these are people on our team. I have some great examples. Like, how much weight do you think that girl's lost there? 12 pounds, but she looks like it's 100, because it's not all about weight. They lost a lot of inches. Everybody's body's different. This girl here, she had 10 pounds less to lose. I tell their story a little bit, because my story might not reach everybody. I don't show a video at a launch party, even though they suggest it. But what I do is make sure everybody that gets to come to the launch party has watched it before they come, so that they at least know what it's about. I always try to make sure that it's not just me there, that there's a couple other people who use the products to validate what I'm saying. And it's straight up. Like, I sit with them. I don't really present. I do, but I don't like take 10, 15 minutes to walk through the system. I set up a premium pack with the basic pack set aside, so that it's a visual. Like, for $10 a day, you get this, but for $15 a day, you get all of this. And I recommend what I recommend. And if it's a small knit group, which is what I like best, I can get to be like, you guys comfortable telling what your goals are in front of each other? Because because it's very specific, right? And my big thing for a launch party is, rather than being like a super professional, like, business meeting, that it's fun. and people see that you're just real. Like I tell people, oh my gosh, yeah, like the thing with this is it's great. You can still live on it. Like I went to a pool party Monday and it was so funny. I went out and like I had a team call that I thought was 6 a.m. and it ended up being at 2, but I did it anyway. And I like left the party and went out when I was eating my chips and this amazing dill dip. But you know what? I had my shakes that morning. I did my workout and I drank my water, and I'm going to have I had a couple of drinks, and I didn't feel guilty about it because it's a lifestyle and you can just work it in. Right. And that's how you have people that start in the middle of summer.
Oh my gosh, I love that, because everyone's like, oh, do you eat real food, or can you eat this, or is it super strict? I love how you said it. That's amazing. So I know you got to get back to your pool party. So just really quickly, what are some call to actions that you can give? And then we'll open it up for maybe 3 questions possibly. So call to action.
Okay. So one thing, a call to action. I don't know. What do we want to do here? Like, let's see. Do you guys have a business page?
Yes, we do.
Okay. This is it. I want you guys to do this because I feel that we're all here because we want to attract business builders, right? So I want you guys, I know you know the comp plan, but I want you to record yourself in a video walking through the comp plan, and with a little, like if you don't have a board, you can get a piece of paper and you can like set it on the table and draw it out, like, you know, and you share, they share. But I want you to go right through it up to 5-star and record yourself and post it in the group. Or if you guys want to start a separate group, I don't know. I don't know how that works dynamic, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. I tell you one thing. I thought I knew the comp plan, and I was in, I don't even remember what, I go into any training group I can get in and I do the stuff. And I was like, I can do that. And I recorded it myself. Okay. But I didn't do it live. I recorded it and it took me a few tries. And I had little notes here, like the 1-star bonus, the 2-star, because then I had to look at it every once in a while. But I tell you one thing, it's the most tagged video in our group for people. And I know the comp plan inside and out now because I did that. And it didn't take much work. It really didn't. So honestly, guys, if you're serious about this, just do it. If you think, oh, I don't need to do that, I already know it, do it. Prove it. Let's see it. Come on. Honestly. You guys are all friends. You're all here and empowering each other, and you go in to see each other have success. You know, you doing your video, you might be shy about it, but you doing your video might be like, oh, Meredith did it. I can do it if she did it. You know what? Like, I'm going to show up for each other because we're all on the same team. And I know if I do it, that's going to cause someone else to do it. It's a trickle effect, and we're all here for each other for accountability. So, you know, every single one of you is just do it. Trust me.
That's
and
awesome.
that'll build your confidence big time.
Yeah. And that's what probably University in Action did for you. Have you been to that?
Yes. It's my favorite event. And we're going to another one in October. It'll be my 2nd time. I'd go right up to 5. So you can go to max out if you want, but 5 stars, good start.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good. Okay, who's going to do it? I want to see commitment. And you can even like call people out and say, I challenge this person to do it. That might be even more fun. I love that.
Amy, I want to see you do it, okay?
There we go. She's calling you out. Okay, who has questions? We're going to take 3 questions for Joanne, and then we're going to let her go have her day.
Ask me anything, guys, and I won't be mean.
I like when you're just firm. What color are you?
What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I see like red, but then I'm like, I feel like she's a yellow.
I know. I'm confused too. I really am. I don't know. I think it's red, but then it's yellow because I like a lot of fun and I'm so scattered, but then I really love people. So like, I love people. Like I love getting into the emotions. Isaac. Hey, buddy.
Oh, you probably are a rainbow. I know Christina's a rainbow and Kelly Dickerhoof is too.
Sorry, I had to wave at Isaac, Amy's son. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions?
I hope I didn't scare people. I just get so fired up. Like, guys, I want to see us all on that stage together with a 6-figure income plaque. If I haven't done that yet, but I will, right? Like, let's just do it.
Okay, so Kimberly says, how are you with cold market?
That's the easiest market ever. I don't even know them.
So what do you say? What are you doing?
Like, I'll go creep people on Facebook. And if I see a post, like, they're like, I'm so tired not having any energy. When is summer over so my kids go back to school? Like, what a terrible feeling for someone to have, not wanting to spend the time with their kids because they don't have the energy to keep up. So anyway, I don't say that. I just shoot them a message like, hey girl, you know, and I'm honest. So that's the big thing. I don't make up a big thing. I'm like, hey girl, I was in this knitting group or hunting group or whatever, and I saw you posted in there and I loved your meme. So I clicked on your profile and hey, you know what? I noticed that you made a post a couple weeks ago, but not having any energy. And, you know, I've been thinking about you and I just said, screw it. I'm going to message you anyway. All you can do is say no, but I might have something that might be able to help you with that. Would you be in, if I did, would you be interested in that? And they might ghost me and they might write me back or whatever, but I'm honest. Like, I'm not like trying to make like, oh, I don't want to message them. How are they going to know I had their profile? Like straight up, Facebook's all about creeping. I just let them know I was creeping around and I came across your profile. I think you're awesome. I love your content. I love your memes. And I talk about the things I like, and it made me feel like I had to message you because I don't even know you, but I like the energy that I get from your page right straight up. And I might have something that could help you. That's what I would do. And you know what? I don't even keep track of that because if they don't write me back, I don't want to dwell on that.
I love that. You're so bold. I love it. So another one that's coming in is, what do you do when someone says that they want it? Like, what are the steps you take them through? If they're like, okay, I'm raising my hand, I want it.
I scare them.
What do you say?
This is not easy. This is hard. This is going to take work. No, I'm just kidding. I go through the new member checklist with them first. Okay. And go through that. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Let's get together, Zoom or in person, like if they're local. Right. And I do this also, not just myself, but like, say I see Amy's face, so I'm using her. I don't know who else is on, but say Amy said, hey, Joe, she doesn't need me to do this anymore by any means, but like, hey, Joe, I have a girl who's interested in the business. She wants to have a meeting to kind of talk about it. Can you come up? And I'll go with her and go through the new member checklist, because then Amy sees how I go through it and the way we do it. Right. But really figuring out why they want it, what commitment level they are, how many hours they have, and then give an action step. So if people are a 10 and they love it and they want it, you know, it's like, okay, so what's your, and I don't actually get them to commit to an event right away, but we talk about how much money they want to make, everything on the new member checklist. And then that checklist is your savior, because at that point we go through it and I say, okay, so this is really great. Now, do I have permission to let you know what this is going to take? And they say yes. And I say, it's not going to be easy. People are going to say no. We're going to make your list of people. Probably all of them are going to say no, and you're going to follow up with them 6 or 7 times. And then maybe 2 are going to say yes. You're going to make a Facebook post. You're going to get some likes on it. Probably going to be 6 or 7 Facebook posts before people say yes. Okay. I'm realistic, because then if they get anything before, and I say, but it's worth it, and I'll be here with you every step of the way. Now, what I need you to do is I need you to go grab this book, GoPro. And it's a really small book. It's maybe 100 pages. Like, when do you think you could have that read by? Okay. And then they say, like, what day is it today? Monday. Oh, I could get that. And I have to order it on Amazon, so it won't be here till Friday, but maybe next Tuesday. And I write that down. Okay. Or like, oh my gosh, I already own that book. I haven't read it yet, but I'll read it by Thursday. And I write that down. And when I follow up with them on Thursday, if they haven't read it, that's not a 10. Okay. And we work with 8, 9s, and 10s. So setting that, giving them an action step to really, like, because we can all write 10 down on paper, but then the actions that are there. Now, if somebody's got the book done or started at least, you know, and they're like, and I watched some training videos, I went to isogenicsbusiness.com and I was checking out there and stuff like that. Like, then you know that they're really serious. But letting people know straight up that it's not like a get rich quick overnight, that it's going to take work, but that we have an amazing team and we all work together. We have team calls every week. We need you to, like, you have to plug into those if you want this, right? And people want to be told what to do. They want to have it, but creating this fancy thing that it's like all sunshine and rainbows and just make some posts and like reach out to 3 people a day and follow up, and like, no, it's going to take some learning at first. It's going to be a lot of work to understand how it works. But let me tell you, once you understand the gist of it, after that, it's just practicing and perfecting, because you know you have the skills and you just put them into practice, and we're all going to fail. And I tell stories about how I failed and how stupid I've looked and stuff like that. But you know what? We learn from that. Right? Because people talk to me and they say, oh my gosh, Joanne, like, I wish I could just have those conversations like you and just be able to say that and just be that bold and I'm like, you can, but it's going to take some work. If you're not scared of that, like, I can help you do that. Right. And that's it. And then that creates a bond with people too, because I talk to them about the struggle that I had and where I'm at now, and that casts a vision for them. Like, I will help you. I need you to do some work. They're like, I can't do it for you, but let's do it together, because there's so many people that are going for it and at different stages in this game that we have on our team, and they all just work together, and we have parties and calls, and we celebrate wins and we celebrate failures and laugh and have fun.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I'm so freaking fired up after this call. Gosh, you guys, we've got time for one more question. If there's anything else you want to ask her, she's amazing. You are so awesome. So hilarious. That's like, I just love that. I feel like your best friend, even though we've only met a few times, you make people feel very like safe and warm, and I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just real. It's me, right?
Yeah.
I'm not all sunshine and rainbows all the time, am I, Amy?
I love it. One more question. Anybody?
I didn't read any of the comments.
There's lots of comments, but not a newer question.
I can't read them.
But you guys, she lives in Canada, and I don't think that her flight is very cheap to any event that she really gets to, but she makes it work, and she doesn't have excuses. Go ahead.
I have one thing to say about that. When somebody is getting started, that I've started doing just fairly recently is talking about, like, you know, how when you enroll the first people and you get your $300 or whatever it is, I say, okay, so that's going to pay for your next month's order, but everything left over, leave that on that card, or because we're going to use that to book your first event. Because at the beginning, it takes investment. Okay. And I set that expectation for people so they don't think like I did. I made $600 and got my nails and lashes done. But when you make money on that card, like, yes, we're paying for your products first and foremost. And I know you have a big goal of making $5,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $18,000 a month, whatever that is. But in order to get there, you are going to have to invest something in yourself. But so it doesn't come out of your pocket. We're going to make that money with Isogenics, and then we're going to book your flight to your next event, to your first event. And then after that, we're going to book your next one, because we always need to be making sure we're going to events, and we want Isogenics to pay for that.
So smart. So good. I just want to thank you just for your time and everything. You guys, find her on Facebook, follow her, because she's so fun and funny. And she gets a lot of engagement because she brings people into her real life, especially like with your hair and different, like people want to comment about like everything. And she brings them along in this journey, and it's really fun to watch and be a part of. So you can take some tips from her there. And if you have any other questions for her, of course, find her, message her. But thank you so much, Joanne, for coming, joining us on this call, and blessing us with everything. So
thank you all for asking me. This was a huge opportunity, and I would never turn it down. It's an honor. Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments here. It's an honor to be asked to do stuff like this. Thank you very much for even thinking about asking me. I was quite honored and shocked, to be honest.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. You should be doing them for other people all the time. Love it.
Rhonda's here. Hi, Rhonda.
I don't see. Oh, yep. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Have fun at your pool party.
Thank you all so much, guys. And I would love to hear if you guys implemented anything you heard today and it worked. I would love to hear about it, because I like to share those stories with other people to cast them a vision that, hey, I met this girl, Tasha, one time. She was on the call, and, she messaged me afterwards, and she tried something that I said, and this is how it worked for her. So, it really helps cast that vision for other people when we share stories with each other. So I'd love to hear about that.
I love that. Yes. Message her, you guys, and tell us in the group. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.